So today is June 8, 2014. So for the yogis who making great effort in the Dhamma practice, Sayadaw would like to talk about the Metta, loving kindness, out of the many Buddha's discourses. So the Dhamma title will be Metta, the human power. The Dhamma title is Metta as a human power. So Metta, loving kindness, is something necessary for everybody to develop, especially for the meditators who is in intensive retreat. So Metta is very important to develop for yogi, and it's also very conducive or supportive of the liberation. Yogi meditator here are trying to cross the samsara ocean. So without Metta, it's a very difficult or a lot of hardship when we swim across the ocean or the samsara. So mainly Metta is developed to overcome the dosa, aversion or hatred, and so on. And also Metta is very helpful for the concentration and tranquility, stable mind. And it's a very conducive to the overcome mental defilements. So we are developing mindfulness here. So to develop mindfulness smoothly, Metta is something necessary. So without Metta, it's quite difficult to develop mindfulness smoothly and successfully. So Metta is something very, very important on earth for liberation, for the safety of the several kinds of danger and disaster and misfortune. So for many reasons, Metta is necessary for blissful practice. That's why Sayadaw would like to talk about the Metta with the title of the Metta, the human power. So among the Buddha's qualities, Sattva Deva Manusanam is the quite important quality. The Buddha is the best great teacher of the all humanity and devas and deity. So recollecting all this quality of the Buddha, we follow our great teacher's lineage by practicing or developing mindfulness. So mindfulness is honored as a security. It is save our life from danger and disaster. If we are mindful, or if we develop mindfulness, we are free from several kinds of mental and physical distress and danger and disaster. Or if we are mindful, our mind is free from mental defilements or mental disaster. So, but the Metta is still necessary for us to develop so that we can develop the smoothly the mindfulness. When we develop mindfulness, we can see our own mind and mental and physical phenomena arising and passing away. So if we are mindful of our own mind and body, there is no room for mental hindrances or mental negative emotion. So we are free from dangers and disaster and misfortune. So, however, sometimes we encounter unpleasant sensation during the intensive retreat, and then sometimes we are not very happy and unsatisfied with our experience, and the mind becomes restless. From time to time, we feel remorse and regret, and unstable mind. So agitation, more or less, we definitely encounter this kind of mental unsteadiness, instability. So especially when we expect something great or something important, or we want to gain, we want to make a remarkable progress in the practice. That expectation maybe sometimes cannot be met. For some time, then we feel unsatisfied and disappointed, and anger or disappointment and despair take place. So the path we are walking is sometimes not very smooth, and there is hardship and difficulties on our way of the development of mindfulness. In those cases, the Metta is the best remedy, the best way among the many samatha meditations. By developing Metta, our mind becomes tranquil and stable. So we develop Metta, we send our love and our wish to all living beings. May all living beings be free from danger, be free from enmity, and may all living beings happy and peaceful. And we wish all living beings happiness repeatedly. And anytime we are ready to develop Metta, we should develop Metta from time to time. So when we develop Metta, our mind is tranquil, and there is less and less mental defilement, less and less anger and hatred, and less and less chance to pure chance to commit evil deeds. So in this way, Metta and mindfulness working together make our life safe and peaceful and tranquil. For these reasons, Sayadaw decided to talk about Metta. So, mindfulness alone, our spiritual path cannot be always smooth. So we need something more to do, that's Metta, to develop. So to develop Metta, Sayadaw would like to explain the Dhamma discourse, which is documented in the Sakatawaka Sanyutta, the Manibandha Sutta. So Manibandha is the name of a kind of the deity. We call Yakha. It's a kind of the very powerful ghost. So one day the Buddha approached the place where the Manibandha stayed. Then that Manibandha, a kind of deities or powerful ghost, approached the Buddha and he asked some question. So the powerful ghost called the Manibandha, first he stated his belief in the mindfulness, the power of mindfulness. He said to the Buddha, Venerable the sati mindfulness is very important. If someone is mindful, he is always blissful. If someone is mindful, he is always happy. If someone is mindful, he is always noble and sublime. And anybody who is mindful, the moment someone is mindful, he or she is always free from danger and disaster. Then the Buddha replied to the powerful ghost, the Mani Banda, you're right. The someone who is mindful, he or she is always blissful. And he or she is always happy. And he or she is considered to be noble and sublime. However, he or she is not considered to be free from all sort of danger and disasters. So even though someone is mindful, it cannot be regarded to be totally free from dangers and disaster. So in the developed countries like the US, they have very powerful satellite in the orbit. So they see everything on Earth, what people are doing. And even though although they are very watchful, very advanced security, they are not very safe. So as you know, the World Trade Center was destroyed. So why this problem happened? Their security is highly advanced, but not really safe. So that because of the hatred, the people lack metta, people have no loving kindness, so the people's lives are not safe. No matter how advanced securities are, we cannot be very safe unless we can develop metta to each other and one another. So the mindfulness can protect us from the mental defilements. So internally, we are safe thanks to the mindfulness. So mindfulness is compared to a gatekeeper. So any kinds of the mental disasters or the mental distress, negative emotion are prevented by the gatekeeper, the mindfulness. So through the mindfulness, we are mentally and spiritually saved, but physically not really safe. So we have our houses and our shops. Sometimes people they destroyed, and so the physically we ourselves and our belongings are not very saved. So even the city and the country also always threatened by several kind of the danger and disaster. So physically we are not safe, our belongings are not safe, so we need to do something more for our security. So the development of mindfulness can protect us from danger or the mental defilements. So internal enemies cannot get into our heart because of the mindfulness. However, external enemy or personal enmity, they are still threatened our life and safety. So to live peaceful and tranquil life, so we need to develop the loving kindness, metta. So noble disciple, especially who attain the arhatship, and or anagami, they have no more hatred, anger. So day and night, their mind is full of metta and loving kindness and compassion. They are always compassionate mentally, physically, and verbally. They never hurt or torture anybody. So when they see the people in trouble, they wish them to be happy and free from danger and disaster. When they see the people prosperous and happy, and then they feel happy too, and they wish the rich and prosperous people to become even more richer and more prosperous. So sometimes people or living beings are in trouble, deep trouble. Nobody can help us. Nobody can help them. In that case, these noble people, noble disciples, arhats and anagami, they develop the upekkha, the contemplation or the karma. All living beings have their karma as their own property, as their own possession. So in this way, their mind is always full of metta, loving kindness, compassion, and tranquility. So any living beings, whoever they may be, human being or celestial being, or animal or whoever, in the 31 planes, all living beings, the arhats and anagam people, they always wish all living beings happiness, peacefulness, and tranquility. So, because they have no more hatred, no more anger and aversion, so their mind is always full of the loving kindness and compassion. They always have metta to all living beings. So here at the DMC Meditation Center, many yogis are practicing meditation very conveniently. And here are the committee members and the volunteer workers, and many people are helping yogis. There is a lot of metta and loving kindness. They want people to practice meditation smoothly and comfortably. And there is a metta and there is a compassion. So the people here want yogis to develop the merit and to accumulate merit, kusala, and to develop mindfulness. These are characteristics of the metta, loving kindness. So the main characteristics of the metta is hitakara pagati lakkhana in Pali. That means wishing others to be prosperous, or wishing other people's prosperity and happiness. So our teacher Paindarama Sayadaw, he always mentioned these characteristics of metta, especially on the metta day, metta occasion day. So the characteristic of metta is wishing others to be happy or peaceful or prosperous. So here the committee members and volunteers, many people wish yogi to practice very well. There is a metta and loving kindness and compassion. And yogis, meditators also developing metta, led by Sayadaw Usujana here, like the Aham Awiro Homi, Abhya Bhajo Homi, and so on. And then evening and early morning, and Sayadaw Usujana led the Metta chanting. So all yogis, meditators are also developing Metta, wishing living being happiness and peacefulness. So in this way, here we all of us are developing Metta and reducing at the same time the hatred and anger and enmity. So the mental defilements like hatred are actually mental torture. The mental defilements are torture us. So when we develop Metta, first we wish ourselves to be happy, to be free from danger and enmity. May I be free from danger and enmity, and so on. So in this way we develop the sympathy or empathy, and then we can develop Metta, loving kindness toward other living beings, and other living beings to be happy and healthy, or to be prosperous, to free from danger and enmity. That's how we develop Metta, loving kindness, and also at the same time we reduce anger and hatred. So the Metta is all about the wishing others to be happy. That's Metta definition of the Metta. So if we have Metta, loving kindness, and we can easily forgive. Unless we have Metta, we cannot forgive people. We always think about how to take revenge on the people who hurt in the past. So without Metta, it's very difficult to forgive people. So Metta is very important. Metta also means the forgiveness. It's one of the characteristics or the functions is forgiveness. So unless we have Metta, we always angry and we develop hatred, and we never forgive, and then we will definitely do something wrong, and we always unhappy, and we are liable to be reborn in the woeful state. And in this very life also our economy may be destroyed, our reputation may be ruined, and we may lose our success, something like this. Several kinds of the misfortune are waiting for us unless we have Metta and unless we have forgiveness. So the Metta is very important. So we send Metta, we wish people to be happy and healthy and peaceful. Here many people are practicing meditation, and also many volunteers and TMC members and donors and supporters. We send our love and our wish to all living beings, including supporter and yogi or many people, all living beings. We wish all living beings to be free from dangers and disaster and enmity and so on. So whoever we are, it doesn't matter whether we are Buddhist or not, or irrespective of one's the religion or the age, or Metta is important for everybody. Loving kindness is important for everybody. So TMC, the Tathagata Meditation Center, come into existence. it is simply because of the Metta, loving kindness. So they want to provide people the chance to develop the mindfulness. So that's a Metta. Because of Metta, this meditation center take place. And Tathagata means, the Buddha, the Buddha who come very well, like many other Buddhas in many other previous Buddha. So that's the definition of the Tathagata. So this Tathagata meditation center is living up to its name. So this was established and with the loving kindness and compassion to many meditators. So Metta, loving kindness, is very important. That's why it's developed every day in the meditation center. We have many meditation center, branch center in Burma under the guidance of the Paindarama Sayadaw. So every meditation center, yogis sent Metta to the food donor before they have their meal. They sent Metta to the food donor and volunteer workers. So there is a Metta in the generous actions. The generous donor, they sponsor or donate lunch or breakfast. There is a Metta. That's a Metta, loving kindness. They wish yogi to be happy and healthy. So they provide food for yogis. There is a Metta. And yogis react to their generosity in return with the Metta. So yogi meditator, they wish generous donor, supporters, and a volunteer to be happy, to be peaceful. Like the Venerable Subhuti during the Buddha time, Venerable Subhuti always sent Metta to the meat donor when he go for alms. So whoever offer food, he sent Metta without fail. He never failed to send Metta food donor. He never take any food without sending Metta, loving kindness to the food donor. That's a very good tradition. So following this tradition, we all yogis, meditators send Metta to our food donor and volunteers in the kitchen. We return the generosity of the people with the Metta. So this in this way we develop Metta, and Metta is prevent the mental defilements from coming into our heart, especially selfishness and hatred are prevented from arising because of the Metta. So when we develop Metta, our mind is full of love, full of compassion, and then there will be no room in our heart for hatred, selfishness, and the mind is tranquil and peaceful, happy. And we develop mindfulness. Yogi here are developing mindfulness, and that prevent mental defilement coming into their heart. And at the same time, they develop Metta, loving kindness. So the yogi here, the developing mindfulness, Metta together. So in this way, the mind and the body both calm and peaceful and purifying of mental hindrances. So you develop mindfulness, you don't develop Metta, then your mind can be peaceful and protective of the mental defilements. But the physical body may not be secure and safe. So during the Buddha time, the 500 monks, they practice the mindfulness meditation, they develop mindfulness. But they encounter several kinds of difficulties and problems in the forest, simply because they failed to develop Metta. So in this regard, the Buddha talked about Metta, how to develop Metta to those 500 monks. So Sayadaw would like to continue that story tomorrow. So in conclusion, Sayadaw wish may you be able to develop Metta